Hiya, it's Maya. I'm here in Bloodborn, and I thought it would be fun if we would just go through Yharnam for a little bit and just, see if there's any chill spots just to hang out and just smoke a little bit and just, chill, chat. Now, I got a few criteria when it comes to what constitutes as a chill spot to smoke. First of all, I don't want to kill anything to make this spot chill. I mean, if we just murdered a guy, it's not that chill. I gotta be real with you. The second thing is I don't want any like super creepy weird noises like right next to me. That's not chill. That's not a relaxed state we could get in. The other thing is I don't want any like windows directly next to me, and that might be a little hard to find in Yharnam. It's a very compact city. And lastly, even if we don't have to kill anything, I don't want to be within eyesight of like enemies, because that's also not a chill vibe. And with that out of the way, let's go find some spots. This might be a little harder than I thought. I gotta be real with you. The vibes are off with a lot of these places. Because, like, this is almost like an excellent smoke spot. And then you got, like, this fucking guy. So, yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be difficult. This spot is almost kinda chill, alright? It's very tucked away, okay? You're back to a wall, so nothing's gonna sneak up on you. But first of all, look at all this fucking water, okay? Unless you like prepped with some like thick like boots, like galoshes or something that you could tread through water and shit. No one wants to smoke with wet socks. Also, something just died. I got some blood echoes. So things are like dying near me, and I don't know where. That's skeeving me. But we're gonna take a hit here anyway, just cause, otherwise this is as good as a spot gets so far, I think. So if I had to put it on like some sort of list with like letters or something, maybe tiers, I'd say this is like a C tier spot. Okay, no lie, this elevator, shaft, room, waiting area, I like it, It's pretty chill, again, pretty secluded. There are no, like, open eye lines to windows or enemies, and then you got this quick escape here if you time it right. So, and then you feel even more secure if you're just in it, like, literally. So we're gonna take a hit as we take an elevator ride. Let's go. Now here, it feels the same, alright? Very similar vibes. But if we just look a little slightly over. Now, he's not gonna aggro. I know that from experience, But, vibes are off. So as long as we stick to down there, that's better smoke spot material. The vibes are better, more relaxed. I know there's a bunch of people around that corner over there, but we can't see them. They're out of sight, out of mind, okay? And it's all about the state of mind. Alright, well, let's go look for another spot. So, this spot was like so close to being good. But I don't know if you could hear that, but when I turn the volume up a little bit, you can hear clear as day this fucker. And no, I don't feel safe. That's not conducive to a good smoke sesh, especially if you got a bunch of people and then someone's like, hey, what the fuck is that? And you're like, hey, don't worry about it. And they're like, I'm a little worried. Let me go check it out. They go back there, they scream because they're high, they're already paranoid. And I tell them, no, it's cool if you just shut the fuck up. But that pig's already turned around, so we out. We find in a better spot. Now, this is really close to being a good spot, okay? I've smoked in a graveyard in my day. Me and a friend used to have this one graveyard we used to go to all the time, and we would hang out with like this one specific tombstone that had a family. I forget their names. It's been a long time, but every time we go there, we would be like, "Hey, what's up?" Actually, it wasn't a family. It was like a couple. But first of all, the bodies. I know it's a graveyard, but like normally second of all, one of my rules was you can't have had to have killed someone or something to get the spot. And I know technically you do need to kill things to progress in the game, but literally in this spot was a boss, and I had to kill them to activate the spot to be chill. So that's not chill, not for smoking. Moving on. Okay, this place, superb. All right. Wait, hold on. I gotta turn up the volume. Make sure that there aren't any like weird noises. I mean, it's no weirder than like the rest of the windy ambiance noise that you get throughout the game. So you know, yeah, this freaking S tier spot right here. You got comfy ass chairs, books to crack if you want to read, you know, tables you to roll up and stuff, or you know, pack whatever you need to do, rest your head or something. I don't know, but yeah, let's take a hit in this spot. This is a nice spot. So next we've moved up to Cathedral Ward. Now, this little smoke spot depends on a couple things. I think it really depends on who you've invited here. All right? Now, I haven't invited a lot of people, but I gotta be real with you. I think I only have people here who won't kill the fucking vibe. All right? He's chill. Look at those fingers. Those are rolling fingers. Homie has a blunt rolled right now. Okay? Her, she's chill as fuck too. She's just here to vibe. Maybe she does a little something that you're not into. I don't know. Maybe she just has a lack of blood. But the vibe killers aren't here. First, the literal serial killer, or I don't know if she's a serial killer, but the literal killer isn't here. The other literal killer out there isn't here. The bitch of an old woman isn't here. I know she chills the fuck out later, but that's just because, again, she's on something that I'm not into, so I don't know if you're into opium. And, like, asshole isn't here. So, really, this place, for me, right now, S tier. I got smoking buddies who want to chill and hang out, and no one's killing the vibe. But if you've invited like everybody, it's not as chill anymore. You know, you've killed the vibe. Anyways, I'm gonna take a hit because my vibe's chill. Shit, I went the wrong way. I was supposed to go. I think I was supposed to go down. I died and ended up all the way back here, so we're gonna take a hit for that. Sure, throw a rock because I'm mad. Okay, so let me just start. If you're afraid of heights, worst spot in the world for you, I'm sure. But I'm not, and so honestly, kind of cool. Now, there are some enemies like up in the distance who are like saying shit, but I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like if I brought my friends, like enough of them would be like no for this not to be a good spot. But if by yourself, just hanging out, uh, yeah, I'll take a little hit real quick. Yeah, yeah. Vibing. Probably like a D tier spot. I haven't been tiering them all. Maybe I'll tier them correctly on screen for you later, even if I don't say it. I don't know. Okay, it only took me 2 tries to get here, so like, hey, that's a first. Dope. Um, so honestly, I think it's kind of weird that I didn't immediately say that the Hunter's Dream should be a dope smoke shop, smoke spot. You know what? It would be a dope smoke shop. But anyways, I think it's because I knew I was gonna try and come here. This place is so lit as a smoke spot. I mean, I know I said I didn't want direct eye line of like windows, but I kind of meant like I didn't want to be like face to face with a window within an alleyway or something. So those I'm not that concerned with. I mean, there's plenty of coverage, you know, gardens and shit that we could sit in. Just everywhere around here is just kind of lit. Now, I think there is someone either like moaning or crying in the distance, but like that's not you gotta like sit in the right spot and like look for it. And hold on, trip check. Oop, wrong thing. I'm like doing this one-handed. Doo -doo -doo. Okay, lit. I might mix and match some of this a little bit. We'll put the hood back on, right? All right. And then instead of the skirt, we'll keep the... No, we'll keep the skirt. Different top? That's kind of lit. But I gotta be real with you, the top was kind of it for me. Yeah, this is the mix. Okay. And then, but hold on. I'm gonna go to the spot in which I would like to go take a hit. Sorry to waste your time. The old hunter's bone is my favorite thing in the world. I'll probably grab that. But this is the spot, you know? Just hanging out in here, chilling, smoking. Got a little creepy ass doll here. So yeah, let's take a hit. And you know what? Another little toke in the garden, just because the vibes here are just fucking immaculate. S tier spot. Did I say that? So if you didn't know, when you're taking the elevator that brings you up towards that last smoking spot, there's a little window you could jump through and you wind up on a roof. And immediately this roof, S tier smoking spot, alright? Look at this fucking view. You could see so much of this architecture. It'd be nice to just look at all this shit while you're just, you know, smoking, chatting, chilling. There's enough space, you know, for everyone. Even the people who are afraid of heights could, you know, first of all, guardrails, beautiful. Secondly, they could just chill back here. They don't have to, you know, really be confronted with the height aspect of this, you know. And if you sit down, you know, it's nice little chill little spot. So we're gonna take a hit. So from the last spot, it leads directly above one of our previous smoke spots. If you could see our friend over there. So yeah, again, I mean, it's the same spot as earlier, but it's a new spot. It's even better because even if you got a bunch of the NPCs who are just total fucking vibe killers down there, you're up here, separated from the vibe killers. Now, I would, of course, bring them up here if they are able. You know, I'm not sure if the other dude, if he's quite able to make that roll out of the elevator, but S tier spot. Let's take a little hit. Okay, I think we have to bring up the issue of bodies. Okay, because they are everywhere in this game, and most FromSoft games. But whether or not it affects the smoking spot vibe is how prominent and displayed the bodies are, I think. Because I think the last spot, like, I even, like, looted a body before I started going on about how great the spot was. But, like, I didn't really think about it, you know? But, like, this one here, like, I mean, I'd looted this a while ago, and even it's still just like, whoa, right fucking there. I don't know. The dude, like, was sitting over there in the last spot. He was kind of, like, huddled in the corner. It was kind of dark, so you didn't really think about it. But he's just, like, fucking there, you know? So, like, I don't know. This was almost, like, a really, really good spot. But, I think I don't want to make a hard rule about whether or not the dead bodies will disqualify a spot. It should. I gotta be real with you. In real life, I would immediately be like, "Ooh, let's not smoke next to the dead bodies." But it also matters like how old, like if like skeletons, you know. I mean, a little creepy, but kind of cool. Fresh, like I could see this guy's face. He's emoting. You know, like rigor mortis is like in, and right now, vibes are off. Down here, maybe? Vibes are a little better, you know? A little better. I mean, there are those people, like, right there. I had to dispatch of them. But, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Another body. We're just gonna move on. Okay, so I'm gonna consider this to be like the outskirts of Yharnam. If we go much further, we're no longer in Yharnam, alright? But this immaculate smoke spot, I gotta be real with you. It's nice and secluded, pretty quiet. I think it's quiet. Hold on, I gotta turn up the volume. I haven't been listening to the last couple spots, I gotta be real with you. So nothing too bad, nothing out of the ordinary. I think I would like to chill here. The only thing is, maybe prepare some bug spray. You're like waist deep in this grass. You never know what type of mites are gonna want to come biting. So, you know, that's you know, you gotta prepare for any smoking expedition. So but let's take a little hit. Okay, so this I wanted to highlight this area because this is a bad spot that looks like a good spot, okay? Because it seems very secluded, but this is what I meant with like face to face with a window in a back alley. And like you know, like we knew like some people vibe, but other people don't, so we don't want the vibe to smoke here. Vibes are off. Okay, so this is great. All right, the candles, they're nice. You know, I bet it smells good in here. They're probably burning incense or some shit. And even if you want to like a little place to sit down, you could probably move some of these pots. You know, or I mean, there's no rules. Just fucking. Who doesn't want to break a room full of fucking glass pots and ceramics? It would be a little annoying when the glass is everywhere, then it's harder to sit down, but still, it would be fun while it lasts. So, yeah, let's take a little toke for this, nice, I'm gonna call it an A-tier spot. Okay, this is beautiful. Ooh, oh, you see that in the distance? We're gonna, okay, it's very, very far away. So, I mean, I wouldn't call it being within eyesight of enemies, but It is enough to skeeve you out a little bit. I gotta be real with you. Normally, I kill everything in the vicinity before I, walk up. But oh yeah. Oh no, that guy is very close. That's like close enough to aggro, I think. Ooh, this was almost a good spot. Dang. I don't know. We're still gonna say it's okay, because we could duck behind some of these pillars. We could hang out. We could chill, especially if we hang out a little further up here. We'll feel a little safer. But this was the vibe. This would have been like the spot. But look at him like patrolling. You don't wanna be smoking when someone around a place where people are patrolling. That's not the vibe. That's not conductive to a good smoke stash. So, D tier spot. I didn't think we'd have a D tier spot. I figured if there was a spot that got that low on the tier list, we just wouldn't smoke here. But I feel like, like some of the buds, some of the people would still want to try and do a little stealth smoke sesh, despite all that. So, we're gonna take a little quick hit and then get the fuck out of here. All right, let's go. Okay, so this is like another D tier spot. Maybe even F tier. First of all, way more people patrolling right there. Skeeves me out like a motherfucker. Second of all, I know there's a guy under here. You know what I mean? And then third of all, like if you go over here, there's a little body hanging there, all right? So in order to smoke here, like it's almost good, but it requires you to ignore so many things, yet it's still like entirely possible to do it, safely, securely, and like I'm not even gonna turn the volume up to listen because that might just skeeve me out even more. So we're gonna just call this an F tier spot and go. We're not even gonna smoke here. Someone might, but not us. Okay, no lie, this spot's pretty chill, very spacious, yet secluded. I like the architecture. There's a lot of pretty statues with nice lighting with the candles. This would almost be an A tier spot. Unfortunately, there is a dead body right there. Just kind of like it almost blends in. I was almost able to like ignore it and not notice it, but then I noticed it and I can't stop thinking about it. So we're gonna drop this down to lower B tier, but it is a nice spot. We are gonna take a hit. No lie, this is a pretty chill spot, stairwells are always pretty neat, secluded, chill spots to smoke in. Up there would have made it like an A tier spot, but I did just loot a body there, so that body kind of drops. I don't want to. Like look at this. Hold on. You see him just in the corner, and like it's like nothing but him and some pot. So it's like he's kind of prominent. Down here, there's at least enough to look at and like lean on, I guess, hang out, stairs to sit on. Okay, so I'm gonna call this a nice little C tier smoke spot. And even though it's a second spot, I'm not gonna cut. I'm just gonna continue down into this next spot, and this is kind of like, again, we've hit the edge of Yharnam. Right, if we go any further, we've hit old Yharnam. But this whole room, S tier spot. I gotta be real with you. There's enough to like walk around. We could like pass the blunt through these little holes, have a whole rotation going through like freaking through different spaces. It's nice. Okay, a lot to do. I feel like this would be a good room for like activities. I don't know what sort of activities. Probably some sort of like game of some sort. I don't know, man. What did people do in the olden days? Anyways, S tier spot. We're gonna take it. I'm not I just realized, is Cathedral Ward still like part of Yharnam? I, I don't know, but I do think I need to circle back to like central Yharnam, you know? Um, huh. You know, normally there's like two enemies here, but I honestly think that this is like a pretty good smoke spot. I mean, there are a couple dead bodies that wait. Oh, um, huh. Yeah, let's take a hit for that.
Cursed fiends, their children too. And their children forever true.
Uh-huh. I think that's a good time to end this episode. I don't know if we'll continue on, but if we do, uh we will continue here. So never fear, it's the Nightmare Frontier. Goodbye.